All right, good morning, everybody, and good morning to everyone on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to our pre-market analysis, and today is January 14th. We're about to close out 2 weeks into the month, and Taj and I were just saying that it has been an incredible, just 8 days, 8 trading days, and man, if the whole year is going to be like this, my goodness, this is going to be a blowout year for me personally, and I know for a lot of you guys in the trading room and for Taj as well. A lot of opportunities today, so let's just get right to it. Baba, it's going to be on my A list today. Yesterday, news came out that the U.S. federal government is not going to delist names like Baba and Baidu. So these two names are gapping up. Specifically, I like Baba more so than Baidu, simply because if you pull up a 1-year chart on the daily, it's been beaten down. Right now, it's actually gapping up pretty nicely. Closed yesterday at 235.30, gapping up to 244.44 on the ask. To me, guys, Baba could even be a nice swing. It has a gap to fill to 253. And right now it's trading above the 20 MA on the daily chart. I think Baba's going to have a lot of momentum. I might even consider, if I would prefer Baba to maybe sell off a little bit to then get in at a better price to start a swing position on it. But I like it. I like Baba. If you do swing it, you're going to have to put your stops like, I would say like 230 or 226 if you want to give it a little bit more room. So it is quite of a range, almost 20 points, at least from the current price. However, I think the upside, there's a lot of upside for the long term on Alibaba. Specifically today, as a day trade, this is what I'm looking at. If it breaks above 244.60, you can go long. Put your stops at 243.65. So that's $1 risk on Alibaba. If you want to give it a little bit more room, you can go to 242.60, around that area. That's a $2 risk on Alibaba. I personally, you guys know me, I keep my risk really tight, which enables me to be more profitable throughout the day as I take more trades. So I like that on Baba. Personally and preferably, I would like Baba to pull a little bit, set up a nice reversal. We could take this shit to the long run. I want to see 250 on Alibaba. So I don't know if we'll hit that today, but I think Alibaba is definitely trending to that price target. AMD, next one. AMD got hurt yesterday, and actually the last couple days. If you pull up a 5-day chart, AMD hit 99.20. I think it hit all-time highs and then just flopped. So what happened today? You guys can see in the upgrades and downgrades channel that a couple of price targets came in for AMD, and I like it. I think AMD can potentially rally today. Specifically, the price target I'm looking at is from Cohen. Cohen issued a $110 price target on AMD. The way it's setting up right now, it would have to break out of yesterday's previous close, which is right here at 91.78. Stops, 91.34. So you're risking 34 cents on the trade, and you can potentially rally this above 92, maybe 92.50 if we get some good momentum behind it. So that's my idea on AMD. I want to trade AFRM. This was the IPO from yesterday. We nailed it yesterday, right? We went long from $93, took our quick profits when it dipped, when it stopped us out. We got back in for a second entry, rode it up to $99 where we took profit, and we were done with the trade. Today is gapping up. It hit a high of 107.50 in pre-market. I think this stock can potentially run today for continuation. The IPOs, there's a big appetite for IPOs right now. Today we have 2 IPOs that are going to be coming out, and I'm going to be trading those IPOs as well. So the way AFRM is setting up, we could probably go long, right at the open, put our stops at $100. If it stops us out, no worries. Right now, that's a $2 risk on the trade. I would prefer to see maybe a pullback, right, below 100, a nice reversal. If it breaks back above 100, go long, put your stops at low a day, ride the sucker up. That's what I'm looking at for AFRM. It is a short float. There's not a lot of shares compared to other stocks that we trade like Apple. So this stock can move if the momentum picks up, whether it's to the downside or to the upside. So just be careful. It is on day 2 of trading, which means you cannot short the stock. You can only trade it one way. You can only go long. So be careful. All right, we only have 50% of the opportunities available with this stock because we can't short it. So keep that in mind. Another stock that I'm watching is Tesla, and the reason why, not only because it moves every single day, but because the U.S. government is asking Tesla, or I think demanding Tesla, I'm not sure which or the other, to recall about 158,000 vehicles for the touchscreen failures. The stock is gapping down. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is probably the first recall for Tesla, if I'm not mistaken. So right now, the way I see it, if Tesla sells off, if it breaks below 840, you could definitely buy some puts, but the target 830, 837 is where we have to break, or the pre-market low of like 838. If we could break pre-market low, this will sell off some more. If it rallies above 844, you could put your stops at 842. That's a $2 risk. $2 risk on Tesla. First target, 848. And if it rips past that, I mean, might as well just gap fill the stock. So that's my idea on Tesla here. So I already shared with you Baba, AMD, AFRM, Tesla. I like Plug. Plug yesterday, Taj, I know we didn't get to do it, but we nailed the idea of shorting Plug. Remember that? So I did short Plug yesterday, and look at what happened today. Yesterday in pre-market, we were talking about this stock being just way too extended to the upside. On the daily right now, it's sitting on the upper Bollinger Band. The RSI is at 83.77. It's still overextended. I think today we can potentially have a second day of sell-off on Plug, but the way it's setting up right now, if Plug breaks above 67.30, go long, put your stops at 66.70. You're talking about a 60-cent risk for a potential upside, maybe to even gap fill the stock to like $69. If this stock decides to sell off and breaks below 65.60, we can buy puts on this sucker. First target is going to be pre-market low 63.77, and if it sells off even further, I mean, we're in the money for some serious cash right there. Two other names I'll bring up: Gamestop and Virgin Galactic. Guys, Twitter and all the day trading rooms are all over these two names. These two names, if there's any stocks that need to be on your A list today, it's those two, Gamestop and Virgin Galactic. Why? Both of them are experiencing short squeezes. Virgin Galactic is actually gapping up, not only for a short, because of the short squeeze. You know, I think about, let me see here. If I'm not mistaken, let me see here, the short interest on Virgin Galactic, 28.49% of its float is short. That's a substantial amount. Compare that to GameStop. The data is unavailable. So, I mean, I saw it yesterday with my Merrill Edge research. Here, let me just take a quick look just to see if it updated from yesterday. I've got it up here. Short float, based on what Merrill Edge tells me, is still the same. It's about the same. Maybe it didn't update. This is based on yesterday's information. 102% of the float is short. So guys, GameStop is in action today again. Here's the way I see it. If it breaks above 38.66, put your stops at $38. This thing might just rip to $40+. This is hot right now. Everybody is in on this, and we've told you guys before, we want to trade the names where all the herd is at, right? With day trading, sometimes it's okay to be where the herd is at because that's where the volume and the participation is at. So I like GameStop as a play today, and that's on my A list. Virgin Galactic. This is gapping up not only because it has a 28.49 short float, but because Kathy Woods, who is a very well-known analyst, is creating a ETF for space-related stocks, right? Virgin Galactic is part of that, gapping up from yesterday, 27.56. So Let me pull up the daily chart on this one. Honestly, from a daily perspective, maybe has a little bit of resistance at 33, 33.84. If it rips past that, we're going straight to 36. And if you go even longer, like a 1-year chart, I mean, damn, this stock could probably rally to 37, 38, and then break all-time highs, which would be at like 42 and change. So, not saying it's going to do that today. I'm just looking at the key levels, right, of where potential overhead resistance could be. From a day trade perspective, guys, if this thing breaks out of 32.20, go long, put your stops 31.75. You're talking about almost a 50-cent risk on the trade. Okay, if it sells off, if it breaks below 31.75, first target 31.14. If it breaks below that, second target 30.47 or 30.50. You know, these are just ranges. These are not exact numbers. But nonetheless, mark up your charts because these are key levels that we want to follow. For me personally, I would love a reversal and like a sell-off and then a nice reversal rip to the upside. Those are my favorite setups for stocks that are gapping up already and doing a big move. So with that being said, guys, that's my A list. So Taj, let me pass it on to you, brother.
Yeah, so a couple of names that I guess I'll go ahead and tack onto that list. One is Uber. Uber had a lot of momentum over the past couple days here. And it's gapping up again. It's gapping up about 60, 70 cents or so. And if I'm not mistaken, this is actually all-time highs on Uber. So I really like the breakout that it's having on the daily. If I take a look at level 2, looks like it goes from 60, 50, all the way up to 63. So we have 63 in the books today. If we can get that, that's around a 3-point potential upside that we're seeing already. The pre-market volume is a little low, but nonetheless, it's a stock that's been hot the past couple of days. We have some volume spike here. We did about, what are we looking at, 52 million shares the other day. We did 25 million shares yesterday, when the stock on average, I think, does a little around half of that on a daily basis. So the way I'm looking at it now, Uber breaks above the intraday high around 60.11. We can play it there. Those stops around 59, around 80 to 90. So very small risk. You're looking at around 20 to 30 cent risk playing the stock going into its all-time high. What I would prefer to play out is that we have an initial maybe sell-off, and then we have that bottoming tail start to form. That becomes our risk.
Yes.
Play the stock, back up through the high, and ride that momentum.
Yes.
Those plays, for whatever reason, it always feels like the best setup.
Yep.
You know? So I'm banking. I hope that happens, but nonetheless, I'll play it if it shoots up through 60.11. Another name I like, pot stock, Tilray. Tilray was another one yesterday when it broke out above that high. It started to get some momentum. Tilray yesterday went from the lows around 1360, shot up to 1687. That's a 2-point move on a $13 stock at the point. That is huge. That's nearly a 20% gain on the day, and it looks like it still has more juice in the tank.
Wow.
The RSI I'm looking at from yesterday's close is 81.6. It looks like it's probably a little higher because we are having a 50-cent gap up, but look at it. It's still being traded heavily. Still doing like 50,000 shares per candlestick on this. Yep. And you actually have a nice bull flag forming from the pre-market. So the way I'm kind of looking at it, if it can break above 1565, we can throw stops at 1540, looking at about a 20-25 cent risk. Play it to the upside and see if we can test yesterday's highs of 1587. So I think the pot stocks in general, along with the EVs, are going to be, very hot, leading up to, maybe the inauguration and whatnot. Because it seems like these are getting a lot of momentum as those days start getting closer. So let's take advantage of it. So Tilray is definitely going to be on my A list today. Alex have already kind of mentioned a couple of these names, but I'm just going to bring them back up. Gamestop. We mentioned yesterday with Gamestop. I think it was when it was around here that, hey, this thing's getting extended. Let's go ahead and sit on the sidelines. Tomorrow will be another day with GameStop, and it had a harsh pullback. The stock went from 38.50 down to $30. So that's an 8.5 point pullback.
Yeah.
A $30 stock had. That's that's pretty significant. But guess what we have today? Another gap up. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take advantage of it. Today's a new day. You have a lot of new traders coming in who maybe didn't get the opportunity to trade it yesterday, or who have already traded it yesterday and have GameStop on their watch list as well. This stock is extremely active in pre-market trading. You're doing 200,000, 100,000, 70,000, 200,000 shares traded every 5 minutes on a stock during its pre-market hours. So the thing I like about GameStop, A, you have the short squeeze happening, and B, you have yesterday the ultimate igniting candle that it had right off of the 8 of May, right? So let's see today if we could have some type of continuation. There's already been somewhat of a continuation during pre-market. We did hit a new high, 39.75. There was a pullback, but nonetheless, it's still holding, some of this, the upward momentum, right? I like it long through around 39. You can place your stops here around 37. It is going to be a little risky from a point-wise move on a cheaper stock, but that's where you can take advantage with options contracts. This is a play where yesterday was an insane day. There's potential that the second day could be an insane day, right? So let's get our hands dirty in it and see if we can take advantage of the opportunity.
Yes.
As well, Alex was spot on with Baba as well. Not sure if they found Jack Ma, but definitely found support. That's for damn sure.
Oh, Jack Ma, man.
220. So yesterday was a big day for Baba. Big day. It was kind of like is Baba going to continue its sell-off right off that key technical area, that 8-period moving average that we've been looking at for the past few weeks on Baba? Actually, even a few months. Baba's just been beaten up off of its 8 of May since like December.
Yes.
Every single time it goes and touches the 8 of May, even more specifically the 20 of May. You can go all the way back to the beginning of November, and Baba has yet to trade above its 20 of May.
Yep.
But guess what? Today, we are trading above the 20 of May for the first time, right?
Yep.
In nearly 3 months. So what does that mean? Today is going to be a very, very important day for Baba. Are we going to reject the 20 of May, right? Are we going to hit that 20 of May, gap up above it, and price gets rejected off of it? Or are we going to possibly, rally up to around that 250 level and even fill the gap, right? The daily 200 MA is around 249. It's at 248.96. So that is going to be some overhead resistance. However, Baba has a lot of good news coming out about it. The U.S. no longer threatening to delist the stock is extremely huge for a name like Baba. I think that's been one thing kind of hammering down the stock.
Yeah.
Oh, is that real tick? Okay, no, that's a bad tick. So with that being said, I have more of a long bias on Baba, but hey, that's just my personal, opinion. I am not married to that idea.
Right.
If the stock presents another opportunity, then on the short side, then I'll take advantage of that, right? But as of now, it does look like it's going to continue that momentum. We're gapping above, it looks like about a month of a high. There was resistance at 243.39. We're gapping up $1 above that, $1.50 above that.
Mm-hmm.
And I would definitely bet that it's going to fill this gap. If it doesn't today, maybe over the next couple of days. But nonetheless, it definitely has a lot of momentum to the upside.
And there it goes.
And there it is, breaking out right now. A little mini bull flag right there.
Yep. So we're going to have to wait for a pullback. Yeah.
Don't rush into it. It'll present an opportunity. It'll definitely give us an opportunity.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I just want to watch EVs. Pre-market, there's not anything great of a setup that I'm really seeing. Specifically for names like NIO. But EVs have just been, on fire as of late. So keep an eye on your NIOs, your BLNKs, obviously Tesla. Actually, BLNK looks pretty solid. It's having a nice rally during pre-market. Just keep an eye on those. Those are all going to be on my B list today. But right out of the gates, I'm going to be watching Uber. I'm going to be watching Baba, and then GameStop would definitely be like my number one stock. And then also, I like Space as well. That's going to be on the A list as well. So yeah, that's going to wrap up my list. Awesome. And let's get some base hits today. Let's not we're towards the end of the week. Get some green on the board and continue that momentum. I know a lot of us have been having a really good week, and let's not mess it up trying to go for a home run right out of the gates.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Excellent. I think we got a lot of opportunities, guys, and it's almost tough to pick your favorite 5 to 6. For me personally, I always pick 6 stocks to watch, that are my A list, and then I've got a B list. So in case if my A list there's no setups at the moment, I switch over to my B list to see if there are any other names or any other setups. One IPO that I'm gonna be definitely trading today is Woof, WOOF. IPO is at $18. As soon as more data starts kicking in on the bid and ask and kind of where it might open up, I will let you guys know as the day goes by. But yesterday we nailed the AFRM. Today I want to nail Woof. So Woof is going to be a very, very cool trade today for us. And Taj said it best, man. Focus on those base hits. Limit your risk reward. Tighten it up a little bit in terms of the risk side of the equation. And if a trade is going against you, just get out of it. Get out of it,
yep.
And you can always hop back in it. Nothing prevents you from hopping back into the trade. Maybe at that exact moment, maybe it was a bull flag, and the bull flag failed. Get out of it, and then the stock maybe recovers. You can identify a second entry point and get back in the trade. So, play it safely today. Let's make that quick money, and let's just make it another great day. So, for everyone on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. And if you have any questions, comment below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We post content every single day to help everyone here make money, whether it's a second source of income or a primary source of income. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow.